The cycle repeats. It's going to be a pretty good day. Pretty much it's just a rinse and repeat. It is a volume game at the end of the day. The more we can kind of show up for ourselves during our 9 to 5 and actually try, like not cruise through it, and actually put in the effort, actually be self-critical and analyze, like, all right, cool, what am I doing right? What am I doing wrong? What can I improve? There's no way you're not going to improve. No, I can imagine.
Especially at this time, I know that responses are quite low because it is summer.
Plan of attack is I'm going to finish off a couple more emails and then we're going to just be calling as many people as possible. I didn't really explain my role too much, but basically the goal here for me is to reach out to these people basically online. They don't know who I am, they don't know what I have to offer, and pitch them the product that I have, right? And to do that, you need to really highlight a pain point, a struggle that they're facing day to day. And you come in, you'll be like, listen, I can help you, I can alleviate this pain. And then you take their money, basically. And the good thing about sales is that if you really care about the person and their problem, you're going to go far. But to care about the person and the problem, you have a pretty good understanding of the product, but you have to have a fantastic understanding of the problem. Because if you have a fantastic understanding of the problem, you can then pick out solutions and then paint a picture and then boom. And for me, my goal is to bring them on to a meeting for then the deal closes, go in, and then they close the deal.
Good afternoon. Holly speaking. How can I help?
Good afternoon, Holly. Could I speak to Karen?
Yes, can I call, please?
Yeah, of course. It's Dill.
Sorry, she's just on the other line. Not sure how much longer she's going to be. Can I send a message?
Is there a better time to call back? Just because the project we're working on is quite an urgent one.
I can ask her to give you a call back if you like.
Hello, good afternoon. Can I speak to Lexi?
Hiya, she no longer works here anymore. What is it regarding?
Who would be then the best person? Because we were in contact with her.
2 seconds, let me just check. That's who's Amy. How can I help?
Hi Amy, it's Dill here. Appreciate you weren't expecting the call. Yeah, the reason why I'm calling is actually we were in contact with your colleague not too long ago, to be honest. We were liaising with her regarding a software review, but turns out I think she's left the company.
I'm not really sure what sort of conversations you're having. Lexi is the wife of the director of a sister company of ours who used to manage all of our departments, but we've sort of moved away from that. Now we've got our own.
I don't know who the right person to pick this up with right now.
I would say your best bet is if you send an email.
Okay.
And he sort of uses all of the software, so he'd be sort of the best person then.
He'd be the right person. Okay. All right, makes sense then. Well, thank you very much for that. It's a lot more clear because we were a bit confused. No, I appreciate that, Amy. Take care then.
Okay, no worries. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Speaking, how can I help?
Hello there. Could I speak to Celine?
Yeah, she's not office-based. So if I take your email address, I'll email the right people, and then they will get back to you.
Another day under the belt. Because I'm putting in the work, especially at my 9 to 5, I can feel like I'm learning something new. Even if it's something very small, it's a lesson being learned. And if I can try and apply that every day, it just compounds and I start to understand procedures, the frameworks. I'm getting closer to where I want to be, but I'm still very far off. I realize as I'm making this series and everything, we're getting a lot of new people joining the series and watching the channel as well. So just for clarification, basically this is my second ever job out of university. I studied sciences in university. I'm now doing sales in tech. And the reason why I switched was because I realized that I want to one day open my own business. And I'm really, really intrigued and passionate about entrepreneurship. But then I also realized that before I take that jump, I want to learn as much as possible on how sales works, because I've seen, whether it be on YouTube, whether it be from podcasts, read from books, that all successful businesses function from a successful sales department. Now, of course, there are other aspects of the business that are very, very much so important, like finances, marketing, human resources, the list can go on. Fundamentally, sales is one of the things that brings in customers, brings in money into the business. And without money, you can't grow as a business. So I've decided, when I was doing my science degree and stuff, I didn't really like it. To be honest with you, the reason why I did it was because of society. When you're like 18 or 17, whatever, you're meant to choose a subject that you think you'll do for the rest of life. I hated that concept to begin with. I could have rebelled against it maybe and just not gone to university, but I didn't. And my way of thinking back then was very, very different. I also come from an Asian household, you know, where my parents never went to university. They had this idea that you have to go to university to be successful. I don't believe in that at all. But I do, at the time, of course, that's the only thing I was told, and that's the only kind of ideas that I'll put into me, which is completely fair. So I went to university. I actually had a really good time at university. It was actually genuinely 4 years of amazing time. And to be honest with you, it's more so amazing because of the stuff, the fun activities and everything like that, rather than the actual learning aspect of it. I think I learned a lot of life lessons, which I can one day talk about. And I made some good friends that I'm very close to till this day. So I'm very grateful for the experience that university brought. But in the real world, I know exactly what I want out of life, and I know exactly where I want to be going. And for me, it's about entrepreneurship, this journey. But to do that, I basically have to understand sales. I have to understand how people think, how to persuade people, how to negotiate, human psychology, everything that's encapsulated within sales. As soon as I left university, again, I didn't really know what I was doing. So I kind of went with the flow, which I now looking back at it, I don't regret it again, because I think everything happens for a reason. But because I went with the flow, I didn't really know which direction the wind was pushing me. But then that landed me into this market research role where it was like glimpses of sales, but it wasn't actually sales. And I got to do like cold calling a little bit there, and I did quite well. And I realized very quickly, like, this is something that could be. And I also understood how businesses operated and how companies make money, and how big corporations, how they invest their money into other industries and make more money out of it. Did really well there, became a top performer, you know, whatever. I quit my job probably at my peak, and then I'm starting this brand new job in sales, which is this daily series, this 9 to 5 hustle. And it's to show people that I can get back to that top performer level starting from scratch. I've got zero experience, zero connections, and basically I'm just documenting that entire process, entire journey. I firmly believe that it's to do with purely just hard work. It's just outworking your peers, outworking competition, whatever. But also, you know, there are other elements. It's like refining your processes every day. You might have heard the quote, you know, just do 1% better than you were yesterday, and over time it will compound. I truly believe in that. And I think it's a combination of just pure hard work and then that continuous improvement, small changes. Combine that together, that's a recipe for success. That's it, to be honest. That's why I'm doing all this. I'm trying to document it to show that it can be done. Is the process boring? Yes, it is. It's very boring because I'm doing the same things every day. And I enjoy it. Yeah, I do enjoy sales and stuff, but because it's the same thing every day, it can be very repetitive. It's not about whether I enjoy it or not, because I've got a long-term goal in mind. It's doing the daily tasks, the daily habits that build character and that build that skill set. I know that I'm in level 1 of the game. I'm in level 1 of the game, and I want to get to the highest possible level. To do that, I have to master each and every day. Because I've got zero experience, I can't think like, just because it's boring, I'm going to give up. You can't do that. You have to keep persevering. You have to keep pushing. You don't have to like the days. You have to love who you're becoming.